the Land Before Time franchise is bad? Oh, it's nothing compared to the Alpha and Omega franchise. At least those movies have somewhat bearable stories and songs and visuals, with the first one being incredibly good. It's like the Land Before Time franchise is an airplane that took off and then nosedived.
The Land Before Time franchise really good enough to warrant 12 sequels and 2 seasons of a TV show? Let's find out. The first Land Before Time movie was originally intended to be a different version of Bambi, and the movie was originally supposed to be about a group of young dinosaurs that go searching for a new leader. That plot definitely would have been better than the Minions movie. As of recording, 2 days ago was the 35th anniversary of the film. The movie was released on November 18th, 1988, and was kind of a big success. The movie ended up making exactly 7 times the amount it took to make it. But unfortunately, Oliver and Company ended up winning the box office returns. It was produced by Don Bluth and distributed by Universal. The movie definitely went hard on the giant dinosaur attacking. There were 19 shots that were left out. 19 completed shots that were left out because they were too scary for children. The movie was already pretty scary for young children. I originally assumed that the main characters would be voiced by adults, but then I found out that in all the movies, the main 3 children are voiced by actual children that would get replaced each movie. But unfortunately, Judith Barthy, the voice of Ducky, died that same year after years of abuse when her father murdered her. It is a horrible tragedy, and something that she never should have had to experience. Could have had such a promising career. For some reason, her father was just an awful person. Awful. Shame on him. It is finally time to get into the first film. Woo, I'm coming for you, Saber Spark. I'm gonna release this video before you. Doesn't even know who I am. But I'm coming. I'm gonna release this video before you. Let's go. One last thing. This was written by Tony Fruedberg and John Geiss. Now, 7 years ago, I was 8 years old. They were playing this movie at the theater, and I saw it. I originally wanted to see Land Before Time 14, which has come out, the most recent film. But my mom took me to see this one, and the dinosaur was really scary. So now let's talk about it. Now, I know this has already been said before, but this is a good movie with some pretty good animation.
George Lucas and Steven Spielberg present a Don Bluth film, The Land Before Time. Long ago, when the Earth was new, 5 friends, lost and alone,
Mother? Where are you?
took an incredible journey
You want to go with me? Yeah!
through a land of wonder and a land of danger.
I hope he doesn't eat any of you! Quick, this way!
From the creators of An American Tale comes a story of friendship,
Do not stop! We must stay together!
courage,
Oh, you can't quit now! What if the Great Valley is just over the top of these rocks?
and laughter. From Universal Pictures,
Some things you see with your eyes, others you see with your heart.
a new adventure is born. The Land Before Time.
The journey progresses, they meet new friends, help, and Sarah starts out hating them all, but by the end, they're friends, and they learn to like each other, and they learn to exist with each other, and they learn that they are able to belong together just because they're different. So then, both the film, the sharp tooth T-Rex appears a couple times, but then at the end, chases them down, falls off a cliff, water, and dies. And then after that, they find the Great Valley, and Littlefoot and all the others get back to their family. So yeah, great movie. Also, when I watched this movie when I was younger, I thought Littlefoot was a girl. I thought Sarah was a boy, but Littlefoot is a boy and Sarah is a girl. So yeah. I like how the characters have wrinkles on them. Instead of trying to make them cute, I like how they instead try to make them look more realistic, and it really works. Also like how menacing Sharptooth looks, and how he's just a relentlessly evil villain. Just no sympathy, just wants to kill them all. It's great. The fact that he can't talk or explain why he's doing this really adds to that. He's just a basically evil villain. Like I said, it really works. In summary, The Land Before Time is not a perfect film. And unfortunately, it was the last truly great film before the downfall of Don Bluth, before Fox Animation Studios started. But it still should be treated as a classic, and it really is a good movie, and I think more people should watch it. The Land Before Time 2, The Great Valley Adventure, was made by Universal and Universal Cartoon Studios, MCA. The movie was directed by Roy Allen Smith. The movie was released on December 23rd, 1994. 6 years, month, and 5 days after the first movie. And it wasn't really up against any other animated movies. No, closest one I can think of is The Page Master, which was only part animation. That movie probably made more money. So let's start, even though it's been almost an entire week since I said that, because it's Wednesday again. So the plot of this movie is that after finding the Great Valley, the group of friends are bored, and there are also these two dinosaurs that want to eat eggs, one of them only wants to eat plants, and because they're bored, they want to leave. There's this emotional scene in the middle of the movie that would have been a good chance to teach a lesson, where Ducky's sibling, they think it gets crushed, but then it just is fine. It sits down and it's behind her. I also like to talk about the animation. It's kind of not as good as the first movie, but it's still pretty good. Yeah. But then they find out that this is Sharptooth's son, Chomper. I guess that Sharptooth didn't just like to eat dinosaurs. So yeah, this movie took kind of a weird turn. I didn't expect it to be about taking care of people. The villains have almost no purpose and don't even need to be here. They should have just waited until the other Sharptooth showed up. The movie is actually a pretty good sequel to Land Before Time 1. I actually liked it. I originally planned for it to be mediocre. I had very low expectations, but it was actually good. And now we're on to the Land Before Time 3, The Time of the Great Giving. Land Before Time 3, The Time of the Great Giving was released on December 12th, 1995, and has now been 2 weeks since I started making this video. I haven't watched the movie since last Wednesday. It was produced by MCA Universal Home Video, and so the movie starts with a explanation on first creatures on Earth. Cool. If you're interested in early history, you should check this scene out. Okay, I gotta hurry up. Saberspark is going to post his video tomorrow. I gotta get to the next 10 or 11 films. Okay, so the plot of this movie is that an asteroid hits near the Great Valley, which causes a drought. So then they travel to find water, but there are 3 annoying dinosaurs named Hypnod and Mud. But then they get chased by a wasp, and they find why the water has been blocked. But then lightning hits a tree and causes a fire. But Hypnod and Mud try to get to the water first. Then Hype thinks that a tarp hits water, so then he gets dragged out. But then Sarah realizes her father is too hard on her and tells Hype's dad to be softer too. So then they get the water back, and then they find new food, and then they create the Time of the Great Giving. Okay, next we got Land Before Time 4, Journey Through the... This was the last movie that Roy Allen Smith wrote. This was also the last movie that featured the original voice actors. This was also the last movie to have Linda Gary as the voice actor of Grandma. Died before the movie came out. At the time, they were making these so fast that Linda Gary died before the 3rd movie came out. She did the voices for 2 movies before they even came out. Wow. The movie was released on December 10th, 1996. Not even 1 year after the 3rd movie. Jeez. The movie was released around the time that Space Jam was in theaters, and was released 10 days before Beavis and Butthead to America. It was produced by Universal Harvey Studios and the Harvey Animation Company. and MCA. The plot of the movie is that Littlefoot notices a herd of longnecks entering the valley and goes to greet them, but the leader says that their home has been drenched up due to heavy rain and has become a place known as the Valley of Mist and became filled with dangerous creatures. Littlefoot meets a longneck named Allie and goes to play, and Littlefoot's grandpa becomes ill. He goes to the land of mists to find a golden petal flower, but Littlefoot decides he must go alone. But Littlefoot becomes trapped in a cave due to an earth shake, so Littlefoot's friends go to save him. And they meet this new dinosaur named Archie. Digs out Littlefoot. They also meet Digi and Dick. And they meet a furry named Tickles. But apparently Itchy and Dill are villains? I really don't understand why this series needs villains. They don't need villains. Why do we have villains? But then Ducky falls. And here we hear Spike speak for the first time.
Hey, stop! Look out! Ducky! Ducky! Dad! Ducky!
So I probably forgot to mention that they find the flower. So then they get home, the grandpa is good, and Allie leaves, and they'll see each other again someday. I'm sorry. I could just watch, read the fifth movie, but I can't. I'm tired. It's late. I think it's time I admit defeat. Saber Sparks video comes out at 11 a.m. tomorrow. I'm sorry. Guys, I give up. I hope you enjoyed my review of the 5 movies. No, 4 movies, not 5 movies. I could have done this if I didn't just watch one movie every week. I could have done this. I was too busy. It took me 3 weeks to watch 4 movies. I don't think I can watch nearly over 2 times I've already seen. So goodbye. I hope you enjoyed it. In the future, I'll do a part 2 where I talk about the other movies that will most likely happen.